So with the release of a ultra-violent game comes a requisite look at violence in today's video game culture.
Violent video games have encouraged the killing of innocent people for sport.
And to understand Doom's place in video game culture, we have to... Who cares? You know, this is a game where you could
Rip out a demon's heart and shove it down its throat.
forget what some people are saying. This is old school Doom, at least in its single player. The multiplayer, on the other hand, is a kind of different story. I was actually worried about this game after the loss of longtime series creator John Carmack, who was always interested in revolutionizing the FPS genre with each entry, at least from a technical aspect. Many of the creative leads that made the original Doom so great have moved on to other things, which led to Doom 3 being a kind of lackluster game from a gameplay perspective. But hey, what is a game but a miserable pile of pixels? The granddaddy of video games is back, and this time we've got old school Doom back. Just like how the original Doom starts off with just gameplay, this Doom starts off smashingly.
Boo! You stink!
Sorry, I just had to. But it starts off with a gun in your hand and enemies in sight. The game retains the original's level progression of looking for keycards and opening up new doors. Circle strafing is back as the fast-paced, action-packed game just doles out the action. Glory kills incentivizes movement by much-needed health and ammo pickups. Unlike the original, this game is a lot more vertical in its level designs and its combat, kind of something that a double jump accomplishes for you. And see which range from old school Doom levels that you can play in their entirety in the main menu
For maximum nostalgia.
to upgrades. And there are a lot of upgrades. A lot, actually, maybe too many. And this might be seen as a nitpick to many people, but not all upgrades are created equal. It seems that many games today are interested in making numbers go higher as the basis of their upgrade systems, but that's just not a great way to do it. The best upgrades typically give you new ways to play a game, either by giving you a new weapon, ability, or move. Repetitive gameplay could be averted, and Doom does this. Each weapon has its own rules, which then causes each new weapon that you gain to be practically an upgrade in of itself, and helps open up new gameplay possibilities. The guns themselves also have two different types of upgrades. Weapon modifications, which on top of having different guns adds another layer of gameplay by giving guns new abilities. And then there are many different weapon points that are given away like candy, kind of like that house down the street that everybody goes to around Halloween. The problem is that the upgrades that these points buy are superficial. They're probably the newest idea in this game. Most of these upgrades just make guns reload faster, specials cheaper, and bullets heavier. It really doesn't change the gameplay that much, but the challenges attached to these upgrade points cause the player to try new gameplay methods and explore the environment for secrets, which is almost cause enough for me to forgive it. On top of these two upgrades, there's suit upgrades, which are kind of meaningless, weapon upgrades and are kind of meaningless. The secrets one kind of might be good. And then there are runes, which are on a gradient from okay to really awesome. And the pacing in this game, the pacing. It's perfect. It's like one of those games just like Resident Evil 4 or Batman Arkham Asylum. Just as you're getting bored of a certain gameplay style, boom, new weapon, enemy, or ability. At 12-ish hours, it's replayable as heck. It makes it worth it to look for every secret in the game. And the game makes it easy for you to go back to a previous level and check out what you missed with all of your upgrades. Want to replay the old school Doom levels you unlocked? Well, here it go in all of its entirety. And that's another thing that this game does really well. It's its presentation. The game is gorgeous in all of its glorious gore. It's even 60 FPS on a console. And then music. The music is exactly what it needs to be that complements the gameplay. While the original was MIDI versions of heavy metal tracks from Pantera and Judas Priest and other heavy metal bands, this track are those heavy metal tracks that inspire the original game. It's metal with some synth thrown in it. It feels new. It feels awesome while you're gunning down demons to be listening to these metal riffs. It matches the gameplay so well. And the story of this game follows id's old philosophy of storytelling. That story in a video game is like story in a porn movie. It's expected to be there, but it's not really important. Even though one could completely ignore the story, the narrative is a bit deeper than it really needed to be. The flavor text in the menus and audio diaries tell the story of Doom Guy, or Doom Slayer, as he's known to the demons. Doom Guy has a lot more personality for a guy who doesn't really talk. We know what he's thinking at any moment, what he feels about certain characters and certain events. It's almost a subversion of the generic white dude protagonist that does whatever he's told.
If stopping our energy production is what you want, then you need only to destroy this last filter, and Argent energy will no longer exist in this solar system. We will be back at square one. You have no idea what you have just done.
He has so much personality. He's way more interesting than some characters that actually talk. It was an interesting surprise to see that the story, it takes itself serious, but it's self-aware. It knows what it is. It knows that it's ridiculous, and Doom Guy really lives up to that promise of serious with a tinge of goofiness. Single player is just awesome, but the problem is just in the single player. The multiplayer, it's kind of just a thing. I know I made a video previously defending it during its beta, but playing it on PS4, it was not a great experience. The gameplay feels completely different from single player. It really doesn't play like an arena shooter because of the modern design choices that they made. You could only hold 2 weapons, which you choose in the loadout screens. It's that modern trend that where it leans towards allowing everyone to get kills instead of being based off of skill. There are some interesting game modes, Warpath being one of them, though it's kind of a testament of how much I don't really like this multiplayer that my favorite mode is Freeze Tag, a game that everybody knows Freeze Tag. You played it in elementary school. Then again, I do know some people who actually like this multiplayer, so yeah, it's a thing, I guess. And then we finally come upon the Snapmap. Oh, the Snapmap. The Mario Maker of Doom. It was kind of really interesting. I really didn't really spend any time making any of the levels, but I did play a fair bit of them. It's a nice addition for, especially on consoles where user-created content is typically not a thing you see, but I'd actually rather have actual mod support because the Snapmap doesn't really allow for any pretty much variability. You just have the tools that they give you, and you're not going to really see any of the mods that really made original Doom great. Those retextures and total conversion mods. I just wish that there was more variability to the Snapmap mode, but it's promising. It's a thing. It's better than the multiplayer. At least you could play it with friends, I guess. It looks like, yeah. So, in summary, Doom is fun, and while it's not revolutionary in of itself, it's refreshing. And actually, after a long time of not having a game like it, it feels new in a generation of realistic shooters. It shows that no matter the age, good game design will always be good game design. Doom has always felt good because it's always been an empowerment of the self. It says that no, you're what is needed to save the day, not some Necronomicon or mystical talisman. Just you and a shotgun. And that's what made Doom still relevant today. Doom's single player is just concerned about being a good game, and it is. Unfortunately, but that's where it ends. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a sponge.